The business is like having a child. When the business is young, you nurture it, you're with it all the time. It's really an extension of yourself. Like our children, the business grows up and hope that you have instilled all the values that they learn and they carry them forward, about how we are in the world. I want to make sure that we give back and we leave the world better for our grandkids than it is today.
Vermont Creamery was born in 1984. We were a startup company specializing in the rebirth of the Vermont cheese industry. We were the first dairy goat operation licensed in the state of Vermont.
So the idea of starting the business came from a request from a chef for a dinner. All the products had to come from Vermont.
We started talking about the potential of specialty cheeses at the dinner and launched our company right there.
Chefs, they love their French cheese. They said, if you can make a product that we like and it's as good as what we can import from France, we'll buy it from you.
I learned to make cheese as an intern in France. I loved it, so I followed my passion to Vermont. 30 years ago, Americans didn't even eat goat cheese, and here Bob and I thought with our $1,200 each, we would make that happen.
So here we are, 33 years into the business, and today people really want to know where the food is coming from. What are the animals eating? How are the employees being treated? What are we doing in our business that contributes to the community, or we don't damage the environment, or we're thinking about the future generations?
We're very, very transparent, and we have key measures that are important to the creamery. We go over these key measures. How much water we use, how much trash we're putting in the landfill, the milk quality, all the things that are important to Vermont Creamery.
Vermont Creamery has developed over the years its own savoir-faire. You don't learn that at school, you don't learn that in the book. It's building your experience and your know-how through making those cheeses day in and day out, and basically mastering the craft of cheese making.
We pride ourselves in producing the highest quality milk possible, which produces the highest quality cheeses possible. We embrace the notion of terroir, taste of place. It's right here, all around us. I think it starts with the soil. Take care of your land. It'll take care of you, it'll take care of your animals. Animal well-being and quality of life is keystone to any dairy operation. They have to be healthy, they have to be comfortable. We are breeding for an animal with the highest genetic potential possible. Our youngest generation is our best generation.
Vermont Creamery is a really small piece of a larger movement to bring food to tables in a responsible way.
The future of the Vermont dairy goat industry is really embedded in the mission of our company. Vermont Creamery is playing an active role as a leader in reviving the industry.
When you make great cheese like ours, you not only have to have a great recipe and also a great company, you gotta have the talents behind it that are passionate about the product you make. And this is what makes our cheese so great. Not only the milk, the recipe, but the people behind it. And they are so important to the success of this company. Can't thank them enough for the hard work they do every day.
We're making cheese to make us happy. And we're making cheese the best that we can and to be better than the last cheese we made. That's, at the end of the day, what we're doing, is we're really just letting the milk tell our story. Sorry, I'm getting all teary-eyed.
It is amazing to me how much pleasure people get from eating our products in a way that brings people together nutritiously and joyfully. It's always so welcome to bring cheese and share with other people. The cheese is really our mouthpiece. They have to speak for us. We want people to look to us as leaders in our community. We have an obligation to affect people's lives. So the nickel story is I started the business when I was 25. I was a student in Paris, my junior year abroad in college. I worked on a farm in Brittany. We made all these fabulous things like cultured butter, fresh and aged goat cheeses. We made charcuterie out of the whey from feeding pigs. It was absolutely fabulous. I was 19. I was living in France eating all this wonderful cheese and thought, how come we don't have this in the U.S., right? So when I grew up in New Jersey, I moved up to Vermont. I worked on a farm in New Jersey, a goat farm, and sort of got to thinking, I really want to do this for myself. So I kind of wandered up here. And the only commercial goat dairy was in Brookfield, belonging to my husband, who was bottling milk for Bread and Circus, now Whole Foods in Boston. And I met my business partner, Bob Reese, who we were both working at the agriculture department, and he asked me to make some goat cheese for a dinner in Stowe, and I sat at the table with he and his wife, and the chefs were giving me their business card and said, hey, we want to buy your cheese. And I said, well, I can't really do that. I made it in the kitchen, you know. So Sandy said, gee, Bob, you and Allison should start a business. So we didn't really know each other, and we could quit our jobs. I didn't have a job. He quit his job. We each had $1,200, and we thought we were going to start a cheese business. Right, $2,400. We converted the milk house, which is in the movie, and we started making cheese. And I'll tell you what, if Americans didn't eat goat cheese, Vermonters definitely didn't eat goat cheese. We went to farmers market, and people were like, and I think about this today. You go to a farmers market here in Burlington, the place, you're choking on cheese, right, at the farmers market. Well, I did the farmers market in Norwich, and people were like, you know, there's this girl over there, and she's selling cheese. And I think that's really weird, and it's goat cheese. So I'd be like, hi. And so as we were quickly going out of business, well, first of all, I should say that we got a loan from the United Church of Christ out of Waterbury. They had a revolving ag loan. It was $4,000. And with that, we were able to go to the Randolph National Bank and get $10,000 to put a little boiler in the milk house to pasteurize milk. I would go around with a pickup truck and these 10-gallon stainless steel cans and go to little backyard 4-H herds that had to get licensed to ship milk. And of course, they had no market for their goat's milk. And so we did that, and a can here and there, and driving all around the state and making a 50-gallon vat of cheese. And so as we were quickly going out of business, I said, you know, geez, Bob, we gotta figure out who knows about this stuff. So we went to New York and found some chefs, French chefs, who said, yep, we love our goat cheese, we love our French cheese, but if you can make something that is good, we'll buy yours, because they like to buy local products. So that was, you know, before localvorism and terroir and all that stuff we talk about today. And so chef by chef, we just kind of got the thing going. And, you know, I would say, as sort of my piece of advice, I was just thinking on the way up here about what can I tell sort of young entrepreneurs in the food business or any business, is that I know that entrepreneurs see things that other people don't see. And so you've got to keep reminding yourself that, because many of us think that other people see these things, but they just don't. So we saw a market. We had an idea that Americans would eat this stuff. Americans would love high-fat butter. They would love creme fraiche. They would love all these things. And, you know, the bankers were like, what are you talking about? And we're like, yeah, it's going to be great. So you got to stay with your vision. But you also, I can recall it being a very lonely time in my life. You know, I was 25, and, you know, 25-year-old women, I don't know about all the 25-year-old women today, but I wasn't overly confident. And so, I would go, here I was a cheesemaker, and that was just such a weird thing, I can remember going back to a college reunion, and everyone's like an investment banker, and they're like, what are you doing? I'm making cheese, and they're like, what? Are you okay? And today, you're kind of a rock star if you make cheese. And it was a job, for us we were saying, this is our job, right? We make cheese or beer. So, I think that what's important is to really stay, true to your passion and really try to overcome all your, all of the, I was always second guessing myself and thinking, oh gosh, should I really be doing this? One day I'd be loving it and I'd say, I know I can do this. This is great. It's going to happen because I love this product. Everyone else will love it too because I love this product. And then there were other days when I thought, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm 7 days a week. I'm working on a little farm in Brookfield and, nobody was buying the cheese. Nobody. And I'm like, come on, people, But, we didn't have a marketing plan. We didn't have any idea what we were doing. Bill Harvey was our artist that made us our first label, and we're like, we're getting our money together and come to Burlington. And we're like, Bill, we want to make a label, And he's thinking, I'm sure that Bill and Lynn are thinking like, oh my God, who are these people? So yeah, I think that the main thing is to just stick together and try to, we didn't have forums like this. We didn't have other women to talk to and or other entrepreneurs for that matter to really talk about the things that really frightened us, that were scary every day. And so, when you look at Vermont Creamery today, gosh, we have 105 employees. We sell in 50 states. We win lots of awards and, sort of step by step got there. But we have to be reminded that, for a brand, you don't just add water and stir and have a brand. It's really one of the things that was most gratifying about Vermont Creamery is the authenticity of what we do, because it took such a long time to do it, and it was so sales and marketing and positioning and communicating a brand really was secondary to what we were doing. We just wanted to make really good cheese. And so by staying true to that alone made allowed us to garner this great reputation, because Bob and I sort of felt, well, the only thing we have is providing good service to our customers, and when we screw up, and we just own it. And I think over the years, you screw up enough and you own it, you get a pretty good reputation, I guess, right? But so that's the Vermont Creamery story. I'm going to let Jen talk so that you guys can have some questions. But go to the website and go to the Cheese Butter Love Story, and you'll see the farm and people making cheese and all the stuff that we do every day. So, yeah. Okay.